Let's open our eyes to the world that's around us. Science has the answers to the questions that have found us.
Malia Science.
Today on this science video, we are going to explore one of the most amazing ecosystems in the world, a creek ecosystem.
What's an ecosystem?
Good question. An ecosystem is all the living and non-living things that interact in an environment. And we're going to see down here, wow, we can see tons of living things. Remember the last video we did, the search for Bigfoot? We learned what living and non-living things were. Well, over here in this ecosystem, the non-living things are the rocks, the sunlight, the water, and all the living things use these non-living things. And the air. Can't forget the air. So what happens in a creek ecosystem is it starts off, all this foliage, the green, the plants that live on the banks of the ecosystem fall off into the water. The tree, or the plants and things, they fall off into the water, and then the little microorganisms break them down and eat them up. That's their food. And then the bigger organisms eat the microorganisms, and bigger organisms eat those. And then finally we get to the fish and the snake, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see some bald eagles down here. We just saw a couple fly away. So it's going to be a great time to explore. Let's get looking.
Yep.
This is Conneaut Creek we are in. Creek if you live in Pennsylvania. But it's a shale bottom creek. This is all sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock is some of my favorite types of rock. There's three types of rock. Igneous, which means formed by fire. Metamorphic, which means changed over time by heat and pressure. And sedimentary, which means it's made by little bits of sediment. If I reach down, you can see the dirt and sand in there is the sediment. The little tiny bits of sand right there. That's sediment. And that rests at the bottom of the creek, or wherever the creek empties out. And then it piles up and it becomes rock. But you want to know why this is my favorite type of rock? Because this type of rock is where we find the most fossils. And fossils are just remains of something that lived a long time ago. Now, we probably won't find dinosaur fossils today. Do you know why we won't find any dinosaur fossils today?
Nope.
Because this area is way older than the dinosaurs. The area that's exposed here is from what's called the Devonian period. Devonian.
What's the Devonian period?
Well, the Devonian period is about 400, 350 million years ago, and it's basically called the age of the fish. So it's way before the dinosaurs came about.
Everywhere.
All right, guys, with the camera of science, we are looking right now at a creek ecosystem. This is what we call a low-tick water system. Low-tick. Anybody know what low-tick means?
There aren't many ticks around?
No, not low-tick. Low-tick comes from a Latin word meaning lotus or washed. And it basically just means it's moving water. It's moving water, not still water. If it was still water, like a pond, it would be lentic. So let's see. We can see all the non-living things real easy. You can see the rocks. Ooh, litter. We don't like that. We'll pick that up for our way out. That doesn't belong here because nothing eats styrofoam, so it's just pollution. It's gonna stay there. Come on, roll. Let's do our duty. Be eco heroes. Good job. This is an ecosystem, a creek ecosystem. The living and non-living things interacting. The non-living things here, the rocks, provide shelter and homes and places for some of the animals to sun themselves, like snakes and things. The water, obviously, provides a home and something for them to drink. The air provides oxygen for them to breathe. And the sunlight keeps them the proper temperature. So they all need these non-living things. And they being the thousands and thousands of living things here. The plants, the fish, the insects. Whew, it's a little murky out there. Don't know what could be in there. All right. Here we got some water skimmers here. Just moving across the top. Hey guys, they're quick. Super fast. I'm gonna call you Speedy. Hey Speedy. Meow, 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 meow. All right, go find your friends, buddy. All right there, crayfish. Look at him. Look at all those adaptations he has for surviving. He's got the big pincers to...
And since he's so big, you can...
He's got the big pincers to hold on to his food and protect himself.
Yeah, since he's so big, you can see those tiny little ridges on the pictures. I bet you for every day he'd eat a big fish. Got big muscles.
Are those called antennae on them, just like on an insect, on a crayfish?
Yeah.
What's that one in the middle for?
Oh, yeah, what is that?
I've never noticed them having that in the middle.
That's a good question. They probably, just because he's so big, we can see it, but I
another
imagine it's just for another feeler. One of his senses.
How many legs do crayfish have?
Well, let's see.
What are they considered?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5.
So,
No, 7.5. 8. They have 8 legs.
what does that mean? Are they spiders?
Arachnids? Crustaceans.
Yeah,
I believe they're crustaceans. What is it? Eggshell? A very tiny.
An eggshell? It's blue. Is that a bird?
Yeah.
Do you know what bird it is?
I don't know.
It's a robin.
A robin?
That's a robin egg.
Yeah. A robin egg. There he is. He's on that rock. Dragonflies are signs of healthy ecosystems. So we got a good ecosystem here.
That is a snake eating a catfish.
Whole family of little spiders here. They find everything they need here. Getting some nice sun on the rocks, warmed up. Well, there you go. I don't usually see these guys around here. Yes. What is on the inside? Treasures? Pearls? Some rocks. All right, guys, that's about it for Conneaut Creek. We saw some pretty cool things, but we didn't really find any fossils. I think next we might just have to teleport over to Elk Creek. I know we'll find some fossils there. See you in a minute. And now we're at Elk Creek. We just left Conneaut Creek, but don't worry. We'll be back there for the big freshwater croc fight later on. But here, I know there's a lot of fossils. And here we go. We got some fresher fossils here. They're not younger, they just haven't been weathered or eroded so much. There's a good spear for imprint right there. See, next time you're walking along the creek, let's see if you can find one. They're not too hard if you just look. There's a whole bunch of them. All all mushed together. Just how they were sitting on the ocean floor. You can even see pieces of the shells there. Okay, here we are at another creek ecosystem. And you can see it's got a lot of the same characteristics. This one looks a lot wider. It just rained though, so it's a little bit bigger of a creek. But all the non-living and living things here are the same. The plants and the animals are really similar. Now what's different about this creek, this is 18 Mile Creek up in New York, is the fossils. Now there's some different fossils up here. We are on a hunt for a trilobite. And the trilobites are in layers of this shale bank. We just need to find the right layer and dig in it. So Roland, show them we got some other tools. Where at Elk Creek we were just flipping over rocks. So we have some chisels to try and open the layers. We have some hammers, rubber mallet that's going to help us pry apart the layers. Some brushes to clean off some things. When we find the right spot, we're going to dig. And then after that, we might head to the mouth of this creek. And along the beach, you find a lot of different types of fossils than we find in our area. It's still the Devonian area, but remember that spanned millions and millions of years. So that's why we're finding different fossils in this area. And we will show you what we find when we find them. And here we go. This is what we got out of the banks of 18 Mile Creek up in New York. Sorry we couldn't take the camera, but the water was just too high and we were doing lots of digging. But here's a sample of what we dug out of the banks. We got some coral here, a little piece of horn coral there, some spear for brachiopods here, some other brachiopods. And our best find was right here. It is part of a trilobite. Let's zoom in on that. There you go. Part of a trilobite. It's the back end of a trilobite. His head's not there, but if you saw his head, it would be bumpy, a black bumpy. The bumpy-headed trilobite, Phacops which is our state fossil, picked by a bunch of, I think they were 4th graders a long time ago, because it reminded them of Darth Vader's mask. There you go. We promised you at the beginning of this video that I would wrestle a real live freshwater croc found in Conneaut Creek. And one was just spotted in there. So here we go. Wish me luck.
Be careful.
Oh, something just hit my arm, my leg. I think I see it. I see it. Probably should have taken my glasses off, but that's okay. I wouldn't be able to see him there. Ready? I'm sitting right there, underwater. I got him! 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 Easy, Bo! Easy, guy! Oh! Whoa! I got him. The freshwater croc. Hey, we promised and we delivered. Freshwater croc in Conneaut Creek. See you in the next video.
Let's open our eyes to the world that's around us. Science has the answers to the questions that have found us.
Malia Science.
Science.